Here are the 3 things I do to keep my Husky's hips and joints healthy. Just make sure you stick around to the very last one. It's the most important. So number 1, supplements. So I'm not going to include food in this list just because that's kind of an obvious thing and I don't want to talk about that. But for supplements, what I like to use is 2 different products. The first one is here. See it? Yes, so that's Native Pet Omegas. So what's cool about this is that it's omegas that are derived from a fish protein. So it's not a plant-based protein. And the second thing I really like about this is that it's single ingredients. And there's nothing crazy in there. There's nothing additive, no flavors that's going to give Cash an allergy. So it's just the omegas. And one last cool little thing about this is that it's in a tin container. And the tin container will make it so that the omegas don't lose their quality due to sun exposure. Because what happens in these bottles that you get from the store and they're plastic, they're clear, no matter where you put them, the sunlight is going to actually make its way in there and destroy the quality of those omegas. So far, Cash has been on this and he's had 0 reaction, which is crazy because he has reactions to everything. So the second supplement I use is actually called Ultra Joint. Once again, that's right here, as you can see. Yeah, I'm good. I didn't know this existed at all. Apparently it was like a huge thing on TikTok a while ago. I don't really stay too much up to date with that kind of stuff. I'm always in the woods. I have no time for TikTok. But this stuff has actually worked very well. So I actually went through 3 or 4 different oil-based products that have a variety of different things like MSM in them, glucosamine, all the good stuff. And Cash has had a weird reaction. And once again, you have all these different like natural flavors and all these different things that they kind of put in this to make it more appealing for the dog, I think. But I think at the end of the day, it's actually overall marketing for us as the pet owners. I think they're trying to make us think that because it smells and tastes like bacon, we're going to buy it. Not 100% sure, but that stuff always gives Cass an allergy. With that being said, this stuff has only that and peanut butter. It's actually worked extremely well. It's literally worked since the moment I gave it to him, and nothing ever works like that. So he's been on it for a few months now, and he just loves it. Number 2. So there's an old saying, a rolling stone collects no moss. So this is number 2. We don't stop moving. So the best thing you can do for a deterioration of your hips and joints, and this is within reason, but you don't stop moving. You never stop moving. Have you ever noticed when you sit still after a long workout, that's when you start getting sore? Actually, in the NFL, what happens is that they don't take rest days until the weekend. They have this continuous loop of never moving. Now, they have different ways to move to make it more effective, but my point stands. When you become stationary, that's when the negatives set in. So, within reason, obviously, you have to take breaks and you have to rest a little bit, but you never give yourself too much rest. Too much rest leads to a ton of inflammation, deterioration in your joints and your hips, specifically for dogs, right? I'm actually dealing with a hip issue right now. But the best thing you can do is just keep moving. Lots of spider webs. Just keep moving. So obviously we're not sprinting, but just, your sprint might turn into a small stroll. But what's not happening is me not laying in bed. Laying in bed is one of the worst things you can do after a long workout. You want to slow down. You want to cool down. You want to slowly progress and then get in bed. But take it up with your own vet. Take it up with your own doctor. This is only for me. This is what I do to prevent Cash's hips from deteriorating. And my own. All right, number 3. Number 3 is the most important. And it's the most obvious, and it's probably the number 1 thing that gets overlooked with all things health. And what that is, it's sleep. For myself and for Cash. Sleep is the most important part of your body's recovery system for both dogs and humans. So Huskies, the way their metabolism works works twice as fast, twice as hard as humans, and they actually burn amino acids rather than carbohydrates first. So they will actually store their carbohydrates for reserves while we reserve our fats and amino acids. So with that being said, you have to get sleep. We're out here for 10 miles a day, and that's the minimum. So we do much more than that, obviously, a lot of other days. So we have to get our sleep in order. And this is actually just something that I've recently just adapted for myself. So what does that entail for me? I've been timing my sleeps a lot better. I've been doing a lot of things that are going to help my sleep. No phone past a certain time. No, do the blue light glasses, all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. But for Cash, what I have done is I have taken away all stimuli out of the situation. He's pretty good. I mean, he sleeps like 12 to 16 hours a day, and that's pretty normal for a Husky. But he has particular areas where he loves to sleep, and he's almost like a cat. If he can fit, he sits. So I had to kind of like make up these random, sorry, look at this freaking, it's insane. Try to film doing this without dying. Better have good health insurance. No, but with that being said, is I actually create little spots for Cash to feel comfortable, and he gets in his little boxes, in his little areas, and that's what his best way to sleep. He actually struggles with a little bit of anxiety, so I try to help with things like that. Another big thing about sleeping is eating and your eating window. So I've actually figured out a pretty good eating window for myself and for Cash, so we can maximize our sleep, which will maximize our recovery, which ultimately will maximize our recovery for our hips and joints. Because one of the number one reasons why dogs get put down in America is because their hips go out, especially working breeds. Part of the reason why I'm so concerned about this is that Cash was limping the other day. Well, when I say the other day, I meant like months ago. So I always did a little bit of here and there, but I never really thought about it. But as soon as I saw that limping, I instantly decided, nope, we are taking preventative measures. And we're doing everything we can. And upon further research, you actually do find out that there is a lot of studies that suggest that preventative care will actually nullify, if not avoid, hip dysplasia and all those things 100%. So it's very interesting. Another thing I'm looking at, but I haven't really got involved with, is quality CBD oil. It's supposed to help with anxiety, which Cash has, and help with those hips and joints. So, you know, maybe an update in the future, but these are the 3 things that I like to do for Cash to keep these baby hips good to go. But yeah, just so you know, he has not limped since that day. I think it was just one of those things where he kind of pulled something, doing something silly. It was after one of our big trips, and he probably just pulled something. But like always, you know, kids, you got to stay hydrated. Water is important, and electrolytes even more important. So stay hydrated. We'll see you in the next one. And I already miss you. Say bye, Cash. Bye.